Across America, a quiet shift is happening. While some states struggle with rising costs and slow growth, others are gaining momentum, attracting families, businesses, and investment at record levels. Lower taxes, expanding job markets, and affordable living are changing the map faster than most realize. In this video, we're breaking down 10 ways red states are quietly beating blue states and why more Americans are paying attention. 1. Lower income taxes put more money in people's pockets. One of the clearest advantages red states maintain is lower overall taxation. States like Texas, Florida, Tennessee, and Wyoming do not levy a state income tax at all. That means workers keep more of every dollar they earn. In contrast, many blue states impose progressive income taxes that can exceed 13% for higher earners. Over time, that difference compounds. Families can save more, invest more, and spend more locally. Businesses benefit as well, since employees demand lower gross salaries when take-home pay is higher. This dynamic creates a stronger consumer base and fuels organic economic expansion. 2. Housing affordability remains a major competitive edge. Housing costs have become one of the biggest financial pressures in America. In many blue state metro areas, San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Boston, median home prices are often double or triple the national average. Red states, by comparison, generally offer more affordable housing markets due to fewer zoning restrictions and lower construction costs. Cities like Dallas, Tampa, and Nashville provide access to home ownership for middle-income families. Affordable housing reduces financial stress and enables upward mobility, allowing residents to build equity instead of spending the majority of their income on rent. 3. Business-friendly regulation encourages investment. Regulatory climate plays a major role in corporate decision-making. Red states tend to emphasize streamlined permitting processes, fewer labor mandates, and reduced compliance burdens. Businesses can expand facilities, hire workers, and scale operations without navigating layers of bureaucracy. In heavily regulated environments, compliance costs can significantly reduce profit margins, particularly for small and mid-sized firms. When entrepreneurs evaluate risk and opportunity, regulatory simplicity often becomes a decisive factor. As a result, capital flows towards states where operational friction is minimal. 4. Rapid population growth strengthens economic momentum. Over the last decade, many red states have experienced net population gains, while several blue states have seen outmigration. Population growth matters because it drives demand for housing, retail, healthcare, education, and infrastructure. This demand fuels job creation and supports a positive economic feedback loop. States such as Texas and Florida have added millions of new residents, strengthening their labor markets and consumer economies. Meanwhile, states losing population face shrinking tax bases and reduced economic dynamism. 5. Corporate relocations bring high-paying jobs. Major corporations have increasingly relocated headquarters or expanded operations into red states. High-profile examples include technology firms, financial institutions, and manufacturing giants moving from high-tax coastal states to places like Austin, Miami, and Nashville. Corporate relocation creates ripple effects, direct job creation, increased property development, higher demand for professional services, and broader economic diversification. Once a critical mass of companies relocates, an ecosystem effect occurs. Suppliers, startups, and skilled workers follow. 6. Lower energy costs improve competitiveness. Energy pricing directly impacts both households and industries. Red states often benefit from abundant domestic energy production and less aggressive regulatory constraints, leading to lower electricity and fuel prices. Lower energy costs reduce overhead for manufacturers, data centers, logistics firms, and construction companies. For families, cheaper utility bills increase disposable income. Over time, these cost differentials significantly enhance statewide economic competitiveness, particularly in energy-intensive industries. 7. Cost of living supports middle-class stability. Beyond housing and taxes, broader cost of living metrics, including groceries, transportation, and insurance, tend to be lower in many red states. This allows middle-class households to achieve financial milestones such as home ownership, savings accumulation, and entrepreneurship. When daily expenses are manageable, economic mobility improves. In contrast, high-cost environments can trap residents in paycheck-to-paycheck cycles despite relatively high nominal incomes. 8. Pro-growth policy environments attract entrepreneurs. Red states often market themselves aggressively as pro-growth and pro-entrepreneurship jurisdictions. They offer tax incentives, workforce development partnerships, and infrastructure grants to attract startups and established firms. This approach signals predictability and long-term stability to investors. Business confidence tends to rise in environments where policy shifts are incremental rather than abrupt. Capital markets reward predictability, and entrepreneurs gravitate toward regions where long-term planning feels secure. 9. Infrastructure expansion keeps pace with growth. Many fast-growing red states have invested heavily in highways, airports, ports, and suburban development. Expanding infrastructure allows economic growth without the severe congestion challenges seen in some large blue state cities. Efficient logistics networks lower transportation costs and improve supply chain resilience. As population increases, infrastructure scalability becomes a competitive advantage in maintaining quality of life and commercial efficiency. 10. Political predictability creates long-term planning certainty. Perhaps one of the quieter advantages is policy predictability. Businesses and households make multi-year financial decisions, building factories, purchasing homes, expanding operations, based on expectations about taxation and regulation. In states where policy direction remains consistent over long periods, planning risk is reduced. Lower uncertainty encourages investment. When combined with tax advantages and affordability, this stability reinforces a virtuous economic cycle. Overall, the divergence between red and blue states reflects differing policy philosophies around taxation, regulation, housing, and economic development. Red states have leveraged lower costs, business incentives, and population growth to strengthen economic momentum. Blue states continue to offer advantages in innovation, cultural influence, and established industries, but rising costs and regulatory complexity have altered migration and investment patterns. That's the bigger picture. Economic growth, affordability, and opportunity are driving a powerful shift across the country. Whether you agree or disagree, the numbers tell a story that can't be ignored. If you want to stay informed about the trends reshaping jobs, housing, and the future of America, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next.